Most pumps have tight tolerances in the following rotary elements: the outside diameter of the blades on open and semi-open impellers, the wear bands on pumps with enclosed impellers, the shaft and the restriction bushing at the bottom of the stuffing box or seal chamber, and the outside diameter of the posterior end of the internally mounted mechanical seal. There will be more about mechanical seals and stuffing box in a later section. These tight tolerance rotary elements have corresponding tight tolerance stationary elements, and these are the internal volute wall and backplate on pumps with open and semi-open impellers, stationary wear band bores on enclosed impellers, restriction bore at the bottom of the stuffing box or seal chamber where the shaft passes through, and the seal chamber internal bore corresponding to the posterior of the mechanical seal outside diameter. In this video, we're going to interpret the physical evidence that you might see at the close tolerances of a centrifugal pump caused by a 60 degrees or a 240 degrees radial load. Let's first begin with a 60 degrees radial load. In this case, you might see wear marks all around the circumferences of close tolerances on the rotary elements, as depicted in the graph, and also a corresponding wear spot at approximately 60 degrees from the cutwater on the stationary elements. This would be induced or caused by operation if the plant operators strangle valves to control production flow. Also, any other discharge flow restriction like clogged filter, pipe obstruction, or uncalibrated automatic valve will produce the same evidence. In this case, talk with the plant engineer about this situation and show him the evidence on the pump. This could also be induced by design. If the pumps are oversized or by high velocity and friction head in discharge piping of inferior diameter. And finally, this could also be induced or caused by maintenance. In cases, for example, where the mechanic installs a check valve in reverse, or uses inadequate practices when rebuilding valves, cutting and placing flange ring gaskets at pipe joints, or exchanging and replacing incorrect valves. Our recommendation in this case is to always use good maintenance practices. Now, how to fix this? If the condition should be occasional, the solution could be to install a variable speed motor. But if the condition is permanent, the solution could be to reduce the impeller diameter, replace the pump, or increase the diameter of the pipe. However, if normal operations require living with the condition, then increase the diameter of the pump shaft to improve the flexibility factor L/D. Let's now shift our attention to the case with a 240 degrees radial load. In this case, you may see the same evidence all around the circumference of the close tolerance rotary elements as depicted here, but this time with a wear spot on the stationary elements at about 240 degrees from the pump cutwater. These marks are caused or induced by operations or by design. This evidence is revealed when operating the pump too far to the right of the best efficiency point on its curve. Perhaps the pump is inadequate and doesn't meet the flow and head requirements of the system. It could also be that there is a loss of resistance in the discharge piping. A big hole in the discharge piping could present the same evidence. If you must live with this condition, you need to increase the diameter of the shaft to improve the flexibility factor and deflection resistance. Now, if you see the same evidence, scratches and marks around the circumference of close tolerance rotary elements, and spots on the close tolerance stationary elements at about 180 degrees from the cutwater, as depicted here, then this would be a problem induced by inadequate design, caused by pipe strain probably in a high temperature application. The volute of the pump and the stationary elements are growing up from the floor due to thermal expansion against the rotary elements. When you see this evidence, a possible solution is to change your standard pump for a high temperature or API design in this application. As an example, the coefficient of thermal expansion of 316 stainless steel is shown here, expressed in inch per degree Fahrenheit and also in the metric system. In our example here, you can see that 1 inch of stainless steel could expand by 9.7 times 10 raised to the power minus 6 inch if we increase the temperature by 1 degree Fahrenheit. Also, take a look at the following table here and note the expansion on a pump whose center line is 10 inch above its base. As you can see, the pump casing will grow against its shaft almost 0.03 inches with an increase of 300 degrees Fahrenheit. There are actually many tolerances in a pump that are tighter than 0.03 inches. This means a rotary element will scrape a stationary element. You may even see the same evidence of wear around the circumference of strict tolerance rotary elements, leaving a corresponding spot on the stationary elements at any other point around the volute circle of the pump. This condition is probably misalignment, indicating a maintenance problem. The mechanic should be trained to correct this. He should follow correct alignment procedures as well as correct bolt torque procedures. He should inspect gasket surfaces for knots and irregularities, look for bent dowel pins and misaligned jack bolts, dirt, and any other factor that might lead to misalignment. Next, we'll discuss evidence marks and prints that are different, but to the untrained eye, they may appear the same. You may see a spot or arc of wear on the rotary elements and a circumferential wear circle on the bore of the close tolerance stationary elements as depicted in the figure. This is a maintenance-induced problem. This is the sign of a physically bent shaft or a shaft that is not round, or a dynamic imbalance in the shaft sleeve impeller assembly. The solution to this is to put the shaft on a dynamic balancer, verify its condition, and correct before the next installation.